Welcome everyone, Adam the Woo here, coming to you from an area of Central Florida that most of you probably don't even realize is inexistent, but it is. Right over there is Lake Akron, and right next to Lake Akron, right past those trees, used to sit a town by the name of Akron, Florida. Disney history right here in Central Florida. Walt Disney World is about an hour that way, and most of the guests, most of the residents, and most of the people that visit Walt Disney World, even though they're a fan of Walt Disney himself, might not know about the fantastic, wonderful history that lies, or used to lie, right over there. Now all we have is memories to go by, information online, information that I'm telling you. Let me assure you, I am not a professional historian. So definitely research some of the facts. I'm just telling you what I've kind of read online, what people have told me, and what maybe I've conjured up in my own brain, the excitement that I have for Walt Disney and the enjoyment that I'm having standing on this historical spot. Akron, Florida is where Walt Disney's mother and his father met, got married, and where his mother used to teach at a school. The school is gone. Unfortunately, I tried rummaging around in that region back over there. Paisley, Florida is back down that way. Little small town, there's no internet signal, only a couple little stores right down that way. So do some research, come out here. I highly encourage you, if you're a fan of Walt Disney himself, the man, the myth, the legend. I am a fan, hopefully you're a fan. Paisley, Florida. Google it, Google Akron, Florida. It's my second channel, daily blog channel. It's the Daily Woo. Okay, enough information and rambling now. I'm now going to turn your eyes onto this. Walt Disney history over there. All there are memories, Akron, Florida. But right outside Akron, Florida is this. The Poinciana Cemetery. It might be Poinciana, but I'm going to say Poinciana. Poinciana. I'm not really sure how it's pronounced. But back there in the back regions, way back in the back, almost by the back fence, lies the grandparents of Mr. Walter Disney. Shed a tear, but do not cry. Safe with the Lord above the sky, to all that rest at Poinciana. It's a beautiful placard, and this angel here holding a dove, welcoming everyone that's coming to pay their respects, to everyone who has passed away that is buried here. A lot of memories are shared by a lot of people, family members of all the people who passed away and died and are buried here. But I want to show you back in the back, vicariously you can live through me, and we can go witness a piece of Disney folklore, legend, and history right back there. I've always been a fan of the history of Walt Disney. I've always admired the man. In fact, I've gone and done a lot of other vlogs that you can search on YouTube. I went to Kansas City. I went to where his grave was in California. Of course, I've also been to the Dreaming Tree, his barn in Marceline, where he grew up in Marceline. I've been to quite a few places. I also want to say, everything I'm saying here, take it with a grain of salt. These are unedited vlogs I do every day. I don't edit these, so sometimes I say something incorrect. So just take it as you will. My excitement gets the best of me. Sometimes I get tongue-tied, especially at places like this. I get a little emotional. The Walt Disney thing just seeps into my head and I get excited. The wishing well. Look at that. The wishing well there. Oh, look at this. It works! Very rarely do I find water. If you guys watch any of my Adventure Channel videos or my daily videos, very rarely do I find water that works. So that's doubly exciting, the fact that I'm here on historical Walt Disney ground and the water actually works right there. That's awesome. So if you're ever in this area, make sure you figure out where the cemetery is. And if you're looking for the graves, right back there, right there. You can see that little white tree. It looks like a tree stump. That's actually the gravestone. Right there. So when you come out here, just drive to the back and look for that white stump gravestone. And you'll see some graves there. They've been there for quite some time. They're deteriorating and decrepit, starting to break apart. But all you have to do is look for that white tree. We're now approaching Disney history right here in front of us. Look at this. This is awesome. Charles Call and Henrietta Call are buried right there. Charles died in 1890 and Henrietta died in 1910. That's a very long time ago. Charles and Henrietta Call were the grandparents of Walt Disney. The Call and Disney family moved to Florida in 1884 from Kansas. The family settled on land about a mile north of Paisley. That would be that way. That's the town I was telling you about, Akron, which is now completely gone, no longer even a ghost town. Nothing is there. That's the town they're referring to, right next to Paisley. Charles and Henrietta's daughter, Flora, married Elias Disney in 1888 and later moved to Chicago, where Walt was born in 1900. As a child and adult, Walt was a frequent visitor in Paisley with his aunt, Jessie Call Perkins. So Walt visited out here as a teenager and as an adult. Probably came out here to even pay his respects here at the gravesite. Basically, from what I can tell, grandfather died in 1890. Walt wasn't born until 1900, 1901. So really, the grandfather never got to see young Walt. Grandmother did. Pretty cool stuff. I always think it's fascinating to find the history of someone, not always the immediate family, but the family above the immediate family. Just imagine if their daughter had not ended up meeting Walt Disney, his father. I'm getting confused. If their daughter had not met Walt Disney's father, there would be no Walt Disney. We'd have no Walt Disney World. We'd have no Disneyland, the fantastic movies, the way he touched people's hearts, including my heart, my brain, your brain. That man touched a lot of people's hearts and brains. I'm getting confused. But all of it started right here. Lots of places it started. I love going around and doing vlogs at all these locations. And this one is one of those wonderful places. Right here. Talk about getting confused. I get confused very easily. But I'm glad you guys bear with me. And you enjoy the vicarious excitement. This is cool. This right here is cool. Very random and very interesting. Drove quite a ways to get out here. It's in the middle of nowhere, literally the middle of nowhere. Like I was saying, there's no internet signal. There are a couple little stores down that way. I got some sodas for really cheap and some chips for really cheap. It's crazy the difference between small town life prices based on a big city. Big differences. I kind of like the small town prices of a small town than the big city prices, that's for sure. All right, I'm going to let you guys go. I've rambled enough. I hope you enjoyed this. Hopefully you can come out here and check this out. Also, if you just want to do a Google search, type in Adam the Woo or Daily Woo and then type in Disney. You can see a lot of places that I've been, including Marceline, the Dreaming Tree, his barn. I went to Kansas City and walked around in the little area there where he used to go and shower when he was pretty much homeless. I went to Laugh-O-Gram Studios. I've been to a lot of places that Walt history was created. Pretty awesome. Anyway, I'm confused. I'm very confused. These are unedited. I don't even know what to say anymore. I'm out here at a graveyard. This is insane. All right. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.